Lasagna without pasta? What? Mexican lasagna. It's like lasagna, but different. Thanks for joining me here today at Annie's Smoking Pot. Welcome back to my channel. I, of course, am Annie, and this is my tiny home with big flavors. Today, we're gonna make a lasagna, but we're not using pasta. We're using tortillas. Tortillas! There's nothing left to do but get started. We're gonna slice up an onion. Remember, don't throw these away. Keep them, because we're gonna add them into a baggie in my freezer for vegetable stock. That's what we do here at Annie's Smoking Pot. We don't waste anything. Nothing gets wasted. I've got some peppers here that I used in a different dish a couple of weeks ago, my shashuka. They are a little bit big for this dish, so we're gonna chop them down a little bit so they're not quite so rustically huge. This is going to be such a phenomenal dish. We're putting our own spin on it. We're adding different ingredients to it, so it's not gonna be the same old Mexican lasagna that you have seen before. And it's so strange to me to call it a lasagna. There's no pasta at all. They're much better size. Let's add them to our pan. These already smell good. We haven't done anything. We have done nothing but added onions and peppers to a pan. These are some chipotle peppers that I had left over as well from that shashuka recipe that I made, which was so beyond insane. You should check out that video if you haven't already. It was amazing. And we're gonna add that to the pan. Turn that down a bit. Oh my gosh. Ooh, that's gonna be some spicy lasagna. Little my belly. If it smells spicy, it is spicy. And garlic paste. In it goes. It is not wanting to bloop today. We'll help it along. And hamburger. I am using an 80-20 blend of just grass-fed beef because you want the fat that this is going to lend, but you're gonna want the fat because that's gonna help soften up the tortillas as they cook in the lasagna. Break that up in there. Oh my gosh, those chipotles. Ugh, I wish you could smell it. This is going to go into an air fryer and cook for about 35 minutes. So you don't need to cook the beef 100%. We're gonna cook it to about 85-90% done. We're gonna let that do its thing. While it does its thing, let's get our sauce going. Whoa. Inhale, chipotle, don't do it. Our sauce consists of just 1 can of crushed tomatoes and 1 can of diced tomatoes. I have opted to go with fire roasted, and I like the crushed because using the diced, it's gonna give your lasagna a little bit more texture. You can just use all crushed tomatoes if you want. I am giving you the ingredients to work with, but you can mix them up any way you like. Remember, play with your food. And some Italian seasonings. Little oregano, little basil, and a little thyme. Mix it gently, otherwise it will splitty splat all over your clothes. Push it aside. It's done, son. Oh, and our beef is looking fantastic, but we got one more thing to do first. We need to add a little bit more seasons. You can never have enough, I'm telling you. Nobody likes to live a dull life. Why should your taste buds live a dull life? Make that pie hole happy. Taco seasoning, in it goes. Mix that all up in there. If you are using a leaner beef, if all you have is a lean beef, that's fine. When you add that seasoning that we just did, make sure and add about like 1/8 of a cup of water, because otherwise those seasons just don't break down really well. But because I use the fattier beef, we're perfect. Just the way we are. All right, we've got just a little bit of pink left in there. As you can see, this is where you want it. This is a perfect time to take it off of that heat. Just a little bit of pink in there, some browning. Our peppers and our onions are nice and soft. And you know what? Tiny kitchen, tiny home. Got to move things around a bit because I got to get my air fryer out. Hey, we're back. We've revamped part 2 right here. Air fryer. Flour tortillas. You can use corn tortillas if you prefer. If you use corn tortillas, be sure to either bake them off in your oven beforehand or fry them in some oil before you do this part right here. First thing we need to do is get our pan ready. To make it easier to get out of this pan, I'm going to line it with some parchment paper. Here's my handy dandy little trick. Give it a spray to help it stay. Any nonstick cooking spray will work. We're just going to line it up. It's not rocket science. Perfect. Let's start layering. First thing we're gonna do is just add a little bit of sauce to the bottom. That's gonna kind of help moisten up that bottom tortilla that we're gonna lay in there. You don't need a lot, just enough to kind of coat the bottom a little bit, just like that. Then we're gonna put in our tortilla, then our meat mixture. Don't be stingy with it. Everybody likes a lot of beef. Next, we've got some black beans. You can use refried beans if you prefer. If you use refried beans, put the refried beans down before the hamburger, because then you'll be able to smear it easier. If you try to put refried beans on top of here, you're essentially just gonna move everything around. Black beans. Ooh, and now the good part. Oh, some fresh shredded cheese. With my lovely handheld mandolin. I am using a sharp cheddar cheese, or mild sharp, I think. Mild, yeah, mild cheddar cheese. You can use any type of cheese that you like. I happen to have cheddar cheese on hand, so that's what I'm using. When you get done with the cheese, we're just gonna start all over. Go tortilla, sauce, meat, beans, cheese. Tortilla. Keep going until the pan is full. We're on to that final layer. We're gonna layer it with the last tortilla right on top. Make sure you press it down a little bit, because you know air fryers, if that thing is not stuck there, it will suck right up into the elements. Then it's gone forever. On that top layer, all we're gonna do is add a little bit of our tomato sauce and cheese. That's it. All the meaty goodness is in the center. But this will help keep this top tortilla. It'll help soften it up a bit as well. And then who doesn't like cheese? You know, the more cheese, the better as far as I'm concerned. Unless you're lactose intolerant, then probably not. Spread that around to make sure that every piece of cheese hits some of that sauce. Otherwise, like I said, right up into the element. Boop. Once you get that ready, let's get our air fryer going at 360 for 25 covered, 10 uncovered. So set it for the full 35 minutes. And if it takes longer or less time, as always, it will pop up somewhere above my head. Right there, right. Oh, did I touch it? Eek, sorry. Go ahead and cover it with some foil. Try not to pack it down, because of the fact if you do that, you're just gonna squash all that cheese right onto your foil. But be sure you wrap your corners tight. Otherwise, once again, I'm gonna say it, third time's the charm. Anything that's loose, boop, right up into the elements. In it goes, obviously. Ooh, it's heavy. All right. All right, the first 20 minutes are done. We're gonna go ahead and uncover it. I had to get clever and use a rack to hold down my foil because it didn't wanna stay down. Now we're gonna go ahead and put it back in for another 10 minutes just to get golden brown on top. And that's it. We'll see you back here in 10 minutes. Oh, look, you're back. And it is golden brown and delicious. We're gonna go ahead and just let it sit here for about 10 minutes or so, just to kind of firm up a bit, so it doesn't, if you try to take it out right now, all those cheeses are just gonna bleh right out, and you don't want that. So 10 minutes, we're gonna dish it up and see how good it looks. That was it, 30 minutes in the air fryer. It ended up going 30, not 35, and it turned out perfect. All we got left to do is cut into it, dish it up. Oh my gosh, can you hear that crunch? Watch your fingers. Here we go, cameraman, are you ready? Oh, look at the cross sections of that. Boop. I don't know about you, but I think it turned out fantastic. And you know what? We're gonna try it now because I can't wait. Oh my gosh. Who says you need pasta to make an amazing lasagna? Wow. Oh my gosh. Don't skimp on the chipotles in adobo. Get yourself chipotles in adobo if you don't have it when you make this. It has such a rich, smoky flavor with just a little bit of heat. It's absolutely delicious. The tortillas are cooked beautiful. It's got great cheese, the meat, all of it. There's nothing bad to say about this dish. Make up a little bit of garlic bread if you'd like to go on the side, a little side salad, anything like that. But as always, thank you so much for joining me here at Annie's Smoking Pot. And until next time, bye. Be sure to check out one of these other videos that I've got going. You know, if you want to, do it. Take a bite of this.